Well, it's back to being cold and rainy and gross. I don't love it. It's horrible sometimes. We got a ton of birds over here. That's why I'm walking this way. So I'm going to tell you a story that happened last night, and then we're going to go inside and make pizza. It's too cold to stay out here. But let me tell you what happened last night. So last night, fantastic night, by the way, but we had a visitor in the form of one of the neighbor's dogs, which is way that way. It's not next door. And our dogs saw her, and our dogs ran over there. And then it got more complicated because the 6 kittens from the barn ran over there too. So now I've got the 2 dogs, the 6 kittens, and Tristan and Rowan are going to get the kittens. And there was going to be a confrontation. Luckily, her owner was looking for her and was coming to get her. So he had to grab her and drag her away. Like, he had to drag her. Also, this horse is wet because he won't go inside. It's raining. He won't go inside. And he has shelter. Hi, Arwen. Hi, Arwen. So Arwen's here doing goat stuff. And I've had people ask why Shadowfax doesn't have shelter. He does. He has full access to this barn where I'm standing. With nice sand, with nice straw over there, with nice paper bedding over there. He has shelter. He is out there. Because he is dumb. No, he's not. He's a smart, sweet pony, and we love him, but he doesn't go inside. He does sometimes. If the wind is really awful, then he will. If it would stop raining so this could stop being Muck City, I would like that a little bit. Hi. Go in the barn. It's raining. I don't like letting him out when it's raining because the grass gets slippery, and the last thing I want him to do is slip. Anyway, back to the dogs. So he's grabbing his dog and dragging her away, and our dogs are standing there. And basically, what he wanted to know is, do we need leashes for our dogs? But we just called them and walked away. Like, it was easy because they're good dogs. We do not have a problem calling our dogs back. But the thing was, Vodka didn't want to come because there were kittens everywhere, and he can't leave the kittens where they could now be in danger. So Rowan had to get an armful of kittens. He was literally armful of baby kittens. He had 6 baby kittens in his arms. And what choice did he have? He didn't have a choice. Okay? He did not have a choice. Oh, your tail's just wet because you're in the water bowl. I was like, what the heck? What's wrong with that rabbit? Nothing. He's okay. He was just in the water bowl. I was like, do you not have a tail? It's just that his tail got wet, and so I just couldn't see it. He's fine. Anyway, so that's what was going on last night. Rowan had to walk back with an armful of kittens, and I thought that was pretty hilarious. So he was doing that, and it was freaking cold, and the dogs were like, okay, we got our cats, we're good now. And they were happy as clams to come back. And the only reason I'm mentioning it is because our neighbor was surprised that we didn't have to grab our dogs. We're just like, come on, guys. And someone's going to ask, how did I train them to do that? I didn't rely on training. I relied on bonding. They are so incredibly bonded to us that they'll do whatever we want them to do. And the thing we wanted them to do was to come with us. They will do whatever they have to protect their family. So they will flat out ignore me if they need to ignore me in order to, leaves all over my feet, but in order to protect their family, right? That's deliberate disobedience is a thing that livestock guardians have built into them. But someone had mentioned why we don't have any silkies. We have plenty of silkies. They just hang out at this end of the property. There's a bunch of silkies in these trees. I don't know if you there. The movement is all silkies. There's a bunch of silkies over that way too. So it's just all our silkies hang out on this side of the property. Everybody hangs out over there. Everyone else hangs out over there. Anyway, so that was just a demonstration of how we didn't have to worry too much about our dogs. Like, they just came. We just said, let's go. And they just came. And they didn't leave our property. I'll be very clear about that. They did not leave the property. Okay? They stayed put. They did not cross the property line. To be fair, the property line's way down that way. So they actually have to go. I think they don't know that whole thing is their property. Because it seems like they have a spot where they're like, this is as far as we protect. And there's still quite a bit of property on the other side of that spot. But they just seem to think that that's where they're going. And that's where they stop. Which is fine. That's fine. They just, that's how they feel about it. And that's fine. But we were happy with the way they behaved. Their job is to keep the neighbor's dog out of their zone. That's the way it is. It's the way it has to be. They didn't touch her. Okay? They did not touch her. And she came back because her human dragged her away. So, in the end, everything was fine. Right? In the end, it was perfectly fine. No problem. But I'm just looking for any tomatoes I haven't grabbed. I did get them all. But I'm just double checking. Because you never know when there's going to be one you didn't see. Yeah, I got them. I'm just making sure. But we were pretty impressed with how good the dogs were. And that just comes from bonding. You can talk about training all you like, and I talk about training plenty. But when it comes down to it, the truth of the matter is, it's the bonding that does it. It's the bonding. And because hi! Oh my goodness! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! And there's another kitten over there. Alright, fine. Run away! I'm gonna get kittens on my leg again. But we were happy with how the dogs behaved. It was quite late last night. So they were good. They did their job. They didn't lay a finger or a fang on the neighbor's dog. They didn't have to. He got her. It was fine. He got her pretty quick. But just goes to show you that their job is to actually do their job. They have to. So if you have the capacity for a livestock guardian dog and you have livestock, I 100% recommend it. Here's some silkies. I 100% recommend it because they are worth it. Okay? They are absolutely 100% worth it. They're worth the time and energy it takes to work with them until they are able to guard your farm. And yeah, it can take up to 2 years if you get them young. Like, we got tequila and vodka when they were very little puppies. Puppies are not ready to protect your farm. So you raise them up with the animals, teach them what's what, and then they're absolutely fantastic. There we go. I'm just putting a solar light back. Kittens. Anyway, I'm going to go inside and make pizza. You're going to come with me because that's fun. I like pizza. I haven't brought you inside to make pizza for a while. But that's what we're going to do because I am really hungry. I'm not sure I ate today. Winter's a-coming and it's really wet and gross. And we're just trying to make sure the yard isn't disgusting in the spring. So that's what I've been doing. I want to go in and make pizza. So let's go. Well, I'm making pizza. It's wet and it's cold out there. And I'm kind of done with the wet and the cold. Now, I'm in a real cheese mood because it's wet and it's cold and it's not any fun. So I'm literally taking some cheese. I'm going to fold the crust over and basically make myself almost like a stuffed crust. And it'll be awesome and fun. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to have a cheese pizza. I'm going to put hot pepper flakes on it because it's not fun unless your mouth is on fire. If your mouth is on fire, you're having a good time. At least I am. I don't know about other people, but I'm having a good time if my mouth is on fire. So basically, what I'm doing is scooching the cheese inside the crust. And it's easier to do this if you have a fairly sticky dough. If your dough is really dry, like some people like drier doughs, and if it's really a dry dough, it won't stick to itself very well when you basically roll it over, right? It has to stick. If it doesn't stick to itself, then you can't make it stay. And I'm not going to be too picky about it, to be honest. If it pops up, it pops up. This isn't fancy. This is just me wanting to have pizza with lots of crust and lots of cheese and pretty much nothing else. I just like, I've got kittens running around my feet. So the kittens from the back deck are here in the house just because they're going to go home soon. Not tonight, but they're going home in a few days. And one, I like to spend some time hanging out with them. I like to spend some time just so that, I'll never forget them, but I like having them close for a few days before they go to their homes. It matters to me. So Dice went home last week to my sister because he was old enough. He didn't need to stay in the house. He was in her house, but now I think he's in the tack room. He's going to be allowed to go in and out. But we brought him in so I could spend some quality time with him. And that's kind of what I do for all the kittens. I want that. I want that time to spend with them. Just because that way, and I know it sounds silly, but that way I'm a part of their story, right? I'm a part of their lifelong story. I like to think they won't forget me. I won't forget them, any of them. I can tell you exactly how many kittens we've had born here in each year. I can tell you over the years we've had 2 that didn't make it, 2 young kittens that died, and that was really tragic. No, they didn't die for any nefarious reason. They just died within like 24 hours of being born. Just, it happens. But I can tell you what years that happened in. I can tell you how many kittens at what time. What am I looking for? Give me a minute. Give me a minute to think. Oh, I know what I'm looking for, and it's not in here because my jar's empty, so I'm just going to go grab it. But I remember every single kitten, and I like to think that having them in the house with me kind of imprints me on their memory. Spend a ton of time with them, and I love it. I really do. I love the kittens. I absolutely adore the kittens. I think they're fantastic. All right, I'm doing just cheese. I'm in a cheese mood. I want all the cheese, all the kinds of cheese, and I have 3 kinds of cheese. No, I don't want that cheese. I only want 2 cheeses. I was going to put a 3rd kind of cheese, and I'm like, nah, not so much. Anyway, we'll come back as soon as this is done. I'm looking forward to it because I'm in such a cheese mood. Pizza's done. And basically what I did is right when it was hot off the pizza cooker, I brushed hot butter on the crust. So, yum. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that stuffed crust worked out pretty good. Look at that. Nice stuffed crust pizza. That's going to be fantastic. I'm really happy that that worked out. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to eat my pizza, curl up in bed, and be done. I'm so sick of the rain and the cold weather because when you wake up in the morning, it's ice. No. So I'm going to go to bed. We'll see you tomorrow.